Sideshow Collectibles, Jungle Hunter, Predator Maquette. This is Like a Doll's Eye statue reviews, and I'm here today to bring you probably one of the more controversial pieces I've ever come in contact with, from the day that it was announced to now. Even it's still controversial, and there are people that absolutely hate this piece, and there are people that like it. I'm definitely going to say it's not one of the most well-loved pieces. Actually, we're looking at two pieces here that aren't some of the most loved pieces, but I'm happy with it. I really like it, and I'm going to just go ahead and talk about those things that I like, talk about some of those controversies, try to give you a good showing of how this piece looks in hand, and go from there. So anyway, so this piece was announced about 1.5 years ago, and one of the first things that people really noticed and had a problem with was right here, the thigh armor. So the thigh armor is supposed to be placed more on the side, a lot like the Predator 2. Notice how the Predator 2 here, his thigh armor is on both sides. Predator 1 has it on more almost over his thighs. Both of them are too far over. This one a little more, well, I guess they're about the same actually. So that was big problem number one that people had. And I understand that you want a Predator piece, you want it to be accurate to the film. Problem number two was a lot of people felt that he had a bobble head. Now, something I will say, it is a hard piece to photograph. And he does, with the mask on, have a slight bobblehead look. Because of that bobblehead, a lot of people felt that the body was not massive enough. And I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel. I feel that from this view right here, I love the piece. No complaints. I think the helmet looks fine. This was the pose I really liked anyway. Actually, the more to the side you get, the better I like it. But that's the pose I like anyway. So I have I love the helmet. I think it looks just fine. When you kind of get to the front, you can notice that it's looking a little bigger. Now, in person, because it's, you're seeing in 3D when when it's in person, it's not as bad. It's not it doesn't look as big and overblown, but I can see where people look, it's a little oversized. That's just the way it is. The body mass, though, I think looks fine. I think that I looked at some comparison pictures of the original Maquette, excuse me, and I didn't really see where there was really any difference in body size. So the body size is right, but the helmet tends to give it a bobble-headed look that I can see what people have. So those are the three main controversies. Body size, which I think would be fixed if the head wasn't as big, and the bobble head and the kneecaps. Now, not kneecaps, the thigh armor. Now, getting it in hand, the new controversy is that the head goes in and it has a little key slot here. And I'll try to show you this more when I get into showing the unhelmeted head. But the magnets aren't very strong, and as a matter of fact, because of the dreadlocks, at least on my regular head, unmasked head, excuse me, it doesn't fit in the key slot like it should, and it really kind of tips. And there's other videos out there, and you can see just how easy it comes out. Mine fits a little bit better, but not by much. I mean, it would just take a real good bump on the shelf, and that thing's gonna fall off. And I have dogs and I have kids, and they're always in and out of my rooms, and so I do worry about that. This head here, the helmeted head, stays on just fine. So anyway, major controversies aside, my only other controversy I had was when this piece arrived. This hand here arrived broken, and you can see that the nails on the back two are chipped. The blade was broken. I glued basically, and the two fingers in the back were also broken. I glued everything back on, waiting to hear back from Sideshow, hopefully to get a replacement. So, but other than that, everything looks great. I really like the piece, and now I'll kind of go into a review. So, of course, I've been showing you both pieces here. Now I'm going to just kind of get in a little closer to the Predator here. So top to bottom. So the helmet overall, I like it. You get the details of the visor. You can see there's little. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but there are little. Let's see if it will adjust. There are little, texture. There we go. You can see the texture in the eyes. See if I can keep it. There we go. There we go. So you can see the texture in the eyes. The wires, they come back through here. They come into the hair, and then they come back here where you can see that you put the little key into the slot here. Sideshow offers you another little piece that you can put in there when the mask is not on, so it'd just be like that key slot. I just kept that in the box. If I ever do display with the other head, I don't no sense of trying to risk losing that. So that's where that goes. So it looks cool. I like how they did that. You can see another wire. This wire just kind of goes, this one here goes just to the back of his head. So nice little detail that they have there. Here you have his phasma cannon, whatever you call it. I know Predator fans are going to make fun of me. His blaster, his cannon blaster, whatever, his shoulder blaster. Looks good. This wire here comes detached, and you have to put it into the back here. So again, very. I think all that looks good. I love how the armor looks on this thing. Movie accuracy, I'm not 100%, but I was comparing pictures and looking back and forth, and I mean it's fairly accurate. I think they did a good job with it. I like the weathering. It has a very metallic look. You got the piping here. This is actually PVC or a polystone, I should say. So is this. So this is fragile all around. I mean, this is a fragile piece. I could see bumping into this and this snapping. So you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you have this in a good spot where you can display it. His wrist mechanics here I think look great. They almost look like they're real lights. They're not. But I think that's done very well. Here's his regular hand that comes with it. I actually prefer the look with the regular hand. I just think he looks like he's kind of ready to go at it a little more. That's not to say that I don't like the exclusive. I'll show you some close-ups. I'll put the exclusive on when I put the other head on. So anyway, going down, you can see they did a good job with his dreads. You got his mechanics here, his armor, excuse me. Then you got the first of his necklaces right here. And well done. Could be maybe a little more weathering done on this. Then you have his trophy, whatever you want to call it, a trophy necklace here on his side, and that looks good. Love that it has that. It's one of the only things that Predator 2, and it's movie accurate. Just he was a younger Predator, and he didn't have those trophies yet and stuff like that. He didn't have that stuff, so that kind of is missing on this, and I just like that. That just gives more life to it. His clothes are mixed media here. His loincloth. It's very stiff in everything, so it's almost sculpted clothing. I mean, but it is real cloth. The netting is done very well. The blades look good. No complaints there. They are made out of polystone, and I think they look fine. I like them. They're way better than the Predator 2's plastic made ones, which to me is just a crime. The paint apps I think were done very well. No complaints there. Kind of hard picking up the phone, but he definitely has more of a wet look, especially more so than the Predator 2, which looks very dry and not wet at all. So mixed media here. Looks very good with his straps. Okay. Let's go down a little bit. And the base. Well, his feet. Let's talk about his feet. His leg armor. He, of course, has the straps, the wrappings around his arms and his kneecaps. And then he has his shin armor there. And then you have the base, which I think turned out very well. I really like the base. It has a lot of life and actually looks pretty realistic. Very nice. Very nice. So let's turn this baby around a little bit and just get another look here. I'm going to be very careful. So looking good from the side. Of course, you got his little targeting system there. His Dreads are looking good. Here's the back of his armor, his his shoulder pack. And again, we got some more tubing here. Again, all polystone, so just be careful when you guys got this, okay? But you can see that he looks very good. At least I think he does. You know, I shouldn't assume that you guys do, you crazy Predator fans. So anyway, looks good. I'm really happy with it. And on display in my room, I'm very happy with how he looks. I've not really any complaints except for said issues with the regular head, which you can see here alongside the Predator 2 head. So give me a second here. I'm going to switch things out and I'll be right back.